So he played Magic the Gathering. He played online and had a 93% win rate. And he had like multiple boxes of cards up in the closet, like the kind of like the size of a banker's box. And so he wanted me to make a deck so that we could play, and I had sort of played a couple of times before, like I kind of knew what the game was. I made a deck that took life from my opponent and gave me life, and he was playing with a control deck as always, and he just didn't happen to get out the cards he needed, and so I beat him, and he went in his room and locked the door and didn't talk to me for 2 hours. And then he came back finally and was like, okay, let's finish the match. And so we played 2 more games, and he won both of them. And he, when it's over, like, he's not even, like, having fun. He's not even, like, happy that he won. He's just like, okay, like, all is right with the world now. I won like I'm supposed to. And he just thought it was wrong for me to even win one game. Like, as if he doesn't understand how probability works. That it would be possible for me to win sometimes, even though he's obviously way more experienced in the game than I am. I mean, he does understand probability. He's a math teacher, and he would always calculate probabilities when he was designing the decks that he played with online. He had Excel spreadsheets with equations and stuff. It's really just when it comes to playing with me that he's like, that he has the attitude that he has to win every time. He has to be perfect all the time. There was another time when we played Connect 4 and I beat him because I think he just missed something and let me set up a condition where at that point he couldn't win. He could have headed it off if he'd noticed, and I mean, that's part of that game, It's easy to miss stuff. I feel like that's usually why anyone wins as opposed to it ending in a tie, is because there's something that should be obvious, but there's just too much to keep track of on the board. So, yeah, like, I beat him on something like that, and he did the same thing, went and hid in his room for a long time, and then finally came back out and insisted that we play again so that he could beat me. And it's like, you don't really have to prove anything. Like, you have a PhD in math. I know that you're better at math than I am, and so if you just apply your math skills to pretty much any game, you're gonna win.